Chase Richardson here in Farley, Iowa, bringing you the Full Pull All Access Series. Farley, Iowa, known for a few things. The Simon Pulling Team, Simon Sez Pulling Team, Simon's Trucking, I'm right here behind us, Simon's Cattle Company, 300 Raceway, and most importantly right now, soon to come, the biggest payout in pulling history, June 13th to 14th. We're here to visit RJ and Brandon today. They opened the doors up to us to kind of show the world of the Simon, so let's go see if we can find RJ inside here. Hello, RJ. Sorry to wake you up from your nap, man, but appreciate you inviting us in here. Got any trucks to drive or any cattle to run or anything I can do for the day?
Nah, we usually don't hire people like you.
Well,
too clean cut for us.
Too much of a background check. Thanks for letting us come in and check out. I know you're a busy man, busy schedule, but you care to kind of show us around the entire facility and show us what you got going?
Yeah, I could probably spend a couple minutes with you.
I'll do anything except work on your pulling vehicle. So whatever you need me to do, I'm all hands on. So
yeah, I'd let you touch my two-wheeler right now.
Well,
you kind of got that figured out, but that's probably the only thing I'd let you touch.
Let's go check out the trucking operations around outside here.
Yeah,
come on, let's go. After you, sir. We're here at the truck shop. I heard you all have a trucking company, a lot of things go on here, but I want to see behind the closed doors what actually goes on here. Do you mind showing me around?
Yeah, this is our paint booth.
Paint booth?
Yeah.
Nice. So y'all paint your own trucks in here?
Yeah, we'll paint, do anything like our body, simple deer hits or anything like that, we'll work on them in here. This is just
one-stop shop.
This is just one thing here we do, and then this is our south shed. So in here we got extra semis that are ready to go looking for drivers. We're actively looking for drivers, and then this is where all our parts are. So lots of spare parts. We could rebuild a lot of trucks.
So you have this is where mechanics and so forth?
This is just literally just for storage.
For storage.
This is where all the spare parts, spare hoods and cabs and sleepers and air cleaners and headlights, you can just name it, it's here.
These are trucks on standby, you said, for...
Yep, so if a driver comes in, wants to come work for us, they get one of these trucks here.
So how many drivers currently for Simon Trucking do you have?
We got 100 on the road.
100 on the road. And there's room for how many more?
About 20, 25.
So you're always looking for drivers?
Always, yeah.
And if we ain't got a truck for you, we'll get one for you.
If there's someone watching this for the first time, learning about Simon Trucking, like what's the proper practice or what's a good way? Just look at you guys up online, or how do you?
Yeah, simonstrucking.com. You go on there. There's click, fill out an app, and yeah, it's as simple as that.
You can be on the road pretty quick with a CDL, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, if you got good experience and good background, all checks out, real good. So, and then here's we'll show you these. These are our father's. These are his cab overs. These are called the Sleepless Night.
I'm guessing these probably, if I wanted to come truck for y'all, you'll put me in this, would you?
I'd probably.
You probably with me, right?
I don't know if I'd let you. Do you even know how to drive a manual?
Well, I guess is there a test facility here we can test out a driving?
We don't do any training.
Okay.
So, but yeah, this is a 84 K100. It's our dad's. Yeah, I mean, it's he used to pull this. This is
toter living in here.
Toter living in there. This is used when he pulled, right? Just for pulling?
Yeah. Yep, this is before your time, Chase. You were just a little kid.
I've seen you take this to a puller, so you get this out on occasion, right?
A little bit here and there, yeah.
Just to get some driving miles on it?
He actually used to pull these.
Like pull them in competitions?
Yeah, he would pull the pulling trucks to the event on a flatbed, and then he would unhook it, do some changing air pressure in the tires and a few other things, and then he'd hook this to the sled.
Really?
Put a hitch on it. How many miles did it get on this truck, Chase? It's a 2022 truck, but it's already got 450,000 miles on it, and that's how good it looks. We try to keep all our equipment. That's one thing about Simon's. We're really fussy about how things look, and we really love, want them to look nice and have our image and our brand to look top notch. And we spend a lot of time cleaning them. Not just the Peterbilts, I mean all of them, even the Freightliners. They come in, they get a full detail and cleaning. All right.
So what do we have here?
Yeah, this is our, one of our shops that we We got 6 mechanics in here usually, between a tire tech and just guys work on trucks. That's just a truck we're rebuilding right now. We painted it and just putting it back together. This is one that's getting a new DPF put on it.
You mentioned the amount of drivers. Do you know how many trucks total you have?
Yeah, you got about 100. We got about 135 trucks total.
As Brandon said, if you want to drive, they'll find something for you to drive.
Yeah, if we don't have it, we'll buy it.
Yeah, there you go. I like it.
So we got all our tires. So we have tires already pre-mounted. There's a set of tires. If you got a pulling semi, you need a spare set. Right there's a set.
Yeah. And all this, you know, Simon's truck. I know it's your father started, but when, in terms of this facility, did all this get ramped up and going?
These 3 shops up here was in 06, 07 area. This is our detail bay where all the semis come in and get buffed. And
There's 2 full-time guys in here. They just come in here, they polish, buff, clean interiors, and just make them look like brand new trucks.
Okay, so literally 2 people working here, and they just shine and clean all day long. I don't think I'm going to be putting an application in for this room. So, but if you ever are really desperate for help, I could probably come at least sweep the floor or something. So
I don't know if he'd be very good with that.
So they pull the whole 18-wheeler in here on this side, obviously, right?
Yep, right over this grease pit and can grease the.
How many miles does I'm sure there's someone somewhere keeping up with
12.5 you get a mid service, and 25,000 you get a full service.
So this is the oil change and grease room.
Yep, basically, yep. This is where trailers are getting worked on. There's one full trailer bay right here. That's all they do is trailers. One guy, and then this guy works on just trucks.
What all types, you have box trailers, what all types of hauling and trailers does Simon Trucking?
Yeah, we got van trailers, all any kind of dry food, you know, grade stuff that'll go in vans, you know, auto parts, stuff like that. And then we have reefer trailers that we haul all different kinds of products that need refrigerated, anywhere from, you know, bakery goods to, you know, fruit and vegetables. And then we have food grade tankers, feed grade tankers, kosher food grade tankers, kosher feed grade tankers. So we have, we haul hot oil, we haul fuel, we haul LP anhydrous. We have step decks, detaches, hopper bottoms, belt trailers.
So I should ask, what do you not haul?
We don't have any pneumatic trailers.
And you'll go anywhere across the country?
Yep, we run everywhere from California to all the way to the East Coast to the Florida to, we actually ran Canada for a long time. We haven't been there in a couple years, but we used to run Canada quite a bit. My dad's motto was always, you call, we haul.
I like it, I like it.
This is our wash bay here. You know, anything from farm equipment to the trucks to you name it. We'll bring it up here, we can wash it. There's 4 power washers, one on all the corners, and then the hoses are all on the slide. And this is our new fully automatic truck wash here. A semi and trailer just pulls up back there. There's a little light that's yellow. Once the door goes all the way up, it goes green, and he just drives through and watches these little flashing lights alongside of him. And it comes up here, you got your soaps down to that end, and then we got a prep area in the middle. We can stop it if like a truck's really dirty or buggy and scrub the bugs off. And then literally, it just comes through here. That's the power washer, just lots of hose, lots of pressure there, washing it off. And then here's the spot for your rinse. And then we have the blowers to blow it off.
How long does it take from the time pulling in to start the wash and finish it? Any idea?
less than 2 minutes.
Less than 2 minutes. And it looks pretty good when it comes out. So we're here at the shop.
Yeah, this is where all the magic happens.
It's not pulling season right now. I know you guys work your ass off every day. Anyone that ever says the Simons don't work, subscribe to Full Pool Live and we can probably shut you up pretty quick. So take us through what we're looking at here.
So yeah, well, we'll start with the shed. So this was the original truck shop when my dad built out here in the
late 90s.
Late 90s, he moved out here from in town, and this was these first 2 bays were the original truck shops where they were changing oils and greasing trucks.
So what we saw with the trucking company originated here in terms of all the bays we just walked through here. It all started in
these 2 bays.
These 2 bays.
And the wall's been moved.
And how many people did your father have then?
There was at that point, there was probably about 45, 50 trucks running, and so there'd have been about 75 employees.
And then this eventually evolved to the pulling shop, or take us through the timeline?
I'm not really sure when it turned into just the pulling shop, probably the late 2000.
Probably 2008, 9, somewhere in 10.
Yeah, somewhere like that. And then now it's just the pulling shop, and this is all this shop does for the most part, is works on pulling equipment.
Tell us a story about the historic Simon Sez red body.
Yeah, this was actually blue when it started. That's kind of what that paint job's kind of
based off of.
Is this was blue the first 1 year in 1985. It was blue, and then it went to red, and it's kind of had this look ever since then. So. And
you morphed it from chassis to chassis with body, right?
Yeah, this is the 4th chassis it's had under it. So.
Simons are a household name in pulling, but I'm not sure I even know, how did your father even get started in this sport? And where was the foundation that started, I guess, this?
The start of it was he took his dad's Cub Cadet tractor when he was a young boy and went and garden tractor pulling with it. That's kind of how he got hooked into pulling.
His brother took him to one in Cascade, which was about 10 miles south of here, and he didn't do so good with it, so then he brought it back home. It was brand new Cub Cadet, so then he took it up to the implement dealer in town. Said, I need a hitch that's waist high, and then I want to be able to hang IH 100-pound weights on the back.
Really?
And next thing you know, he started winning with that. And
how old was he when he did that, you recall?
He was 12.
12? Oh, so he was a kid. Yeah. And that's what started the fever that was you all were born to at birth.
Then he got into it, taking his personal pickup, and he'd soup it up and put a bigger motor in it and weight it down and put a front weight rack on it. 79 Ford. He just kept progressing. Then he built the Simon Sez, and he ran that campaign, that 4-drive for a long time, till probably the late 80s, early 90s. I guess he had the 2-wheel drive, ran a couple more years, and then they parked it, and then it never left. It always just was from storage shed to storage shed to storage shed, and then we got that thing out for his, celebration of life, and then a good friend of ours, DJ Sullivan, said, don't put that back away, bring it to my shop, and we redid it all, and
now it's a Grand National truck.
Yeah, we got 2 top 5s at Chapel Hill and 1 at Benson, and yeah, I mean, it was running great until Rockwell there. We ended up, like I said, we dropped the valve in the motor. And
like myself, you all are born in this sport. Take us both through your own personal journeys of the first time you drive. So I'm assuming at age 16, but I don't really know. So
I was 14, and first hook was up in Cuba City, Wisconsin, and just a test hook, a test and tune thing. We went up there and
with the 2-wheel drive.
Yep, the Simon Sez Chevy. I ran it there. Then I started running on the ATPA circuit that year. And
because at the time ATPA you could run at a younger age, right?
No, they thought I was 16.
Oh, so
everyone just thought I was 16.
Nobody ever asked.
No one ever said nothing.
That's amazing. Brandon, what about yourself?
My first time was up in Toma, Wisconsin. I drove that same truck, and at that time RJ was driving Old Blue and then T-Bucket, and then Dad drove the Dodge, and there's like 40 of us in there. I got 8th, and I think RJ won it. Dad got 5th or something the first time out.
So were you actually 16 though?
Yes. Yeah, actually 16.
So right here is the Simon Sez 4-engine mod, running on both sides, NTPA and Pro Pulling League. Right here's our 2-engine mod, 6,200 pounds. My brother runs it, but that was the first mod that I won the 3 championships with, that he won this year. Right here's Pro Stock, loud and heavy. It's won 2 championships with Pro Pulling League, and then it was runner-up last year with NTPA. Right here is Injected Funds, which is owned by Brent Myers. Both of these tractors, Lincoln Diesel Specialties. And this is the point champion for NTPA the past 2 years. Right here is Loud and Heavy X, and another Pro Stock, and over yonder is those 2-wheel drives, and their semis over there, and back here is where a lot of the magic goes down, where our miners are put together, our Riverside motors are put together, and
got one new Riverside here.
Got a new Riverside here going in a new chassis this winter. And then here's where the motor gets wheeled in and tear down.
This is our clean room, and we got one going together. We can shut the doors and just keep everything clean and not have to worry about anything getting in it. We can even lock the door if we're, you know, mid stage and don't want to make sure no one drops someone else walks in here and drops a screw or a bolt into something.
This is the home base for Simon Cattle Company, is that correct?
Yep, this is the home base. This is where all the feed gets mixed for 90% of the cattle that we have on feed. I mean, right here on this pile right here is our silage. And the next bunker will be our high moisture corn. And the far bunker is our earlage.
And you all harvest all your own corn, is that correct?
Yep.
All right, so what do we have all through here?
Right in this one, we got dry corn that's cracked.
Yep.
It's mostly for starting our balling calves right now in the fall. We're getting a lot of ballers out of the west. Right here's our dry distillers, which we feed a lot of dry distillers along with wet. We got some ground hay in this bay that's about empty that we'll have to grind in the morning.
You grind that all here at this facility?
Yeah.
Or this?
Our grinder will sit right here and we'll grind our own hay bales that are out back. This right here is some bran syrup. And then we got some wet cake and then some more dry corn. And then over here would be where our earlage is in that pile and our wet corn. And usually we don't start that until around Christmas time. Every morning we have to make our own feed call for each bunk on what cattle are eating what and on how much. And then, you know, if they're not eating it enough of it or they need more, everything's documented, whether we treated one in this pen. And I mean, we keep tight records on it to know where to get the good cattle and good performance out of.
Well, your hat and your shirt says Simon's Cattle Company, not Simon's Feed Company. So where the hell are the cows?
Right here at our home base, we have quite a few here. And then there's 17 locations that we have cattle.
Can you go show us it?
Yeah.
Let's go. We have some fencing here with cows. Simon's Cattle Company kind of pretty centralized in the United States. How far across the U.S. landscape or globally do you all buy or trade or do deals with?
I mean, anywhere from Montana. I mean, we buy a lot out of Kentucky, West Virginia.
Is there ever a day here when there's no cows?
No, there's never a day.
What's the lowest amount you'll ever have, like, that you're responsible for? And what's the most at one time?
The least amount would be somewhere around 5,000, and then the most would be north of 10,000 on feed.
All American operation. Farming is what makes America go. Simon's Cattle Company. Can you show us how you feed them or where you feed them up here? Let's go check it out.
Right here would be a set of balling calves that are just coming out of the ball, and feed trough here, they got water in there. They're actually just processed and worked, and there's some good Black Angus and Charolais crosses in there.
All right, we've seen Simon Cattle Company, like a tenth of it. I think it's time to go check out the racetrack now and talk about this big pool you all have coming up. Full Pull All Access Series here, Farley, Iowa. You may have heard of it, home of Simon's Trucking, home of Simon Sez Pulling Team, but most importantly, the Farley Nationals 2025. As you can see, the backdrop, 300 Raceway. It's nice and cool fall/winter day, but what's it, June 13th, 14th? I heard there's something going on here.
Yeah. Second weekend in June.
For those of you that have not been paying attention, this is the biggest payout in pulling history. 50,000 per class. That's probably gonna give or take a little more. I know you're still working some details out, but essentially a new precedent for the sport of pulling that nobody's ever seen. Right here behind us, RJ, how in the world did you come up with this idea? And please tell us why 300 Raceway had an impact on this event, seeing this purse money.
I've been thinking about this for years. The racing world's been doing this for a long time. So we were like, why can't this same model work in pulling? So we got pro stocks, 4-1s, mini rods, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drive trucks. So that the fans want to come and see, no matter what class is out there racing, they want to come and see something that could potentially be life-changing for somebody. And that's where my head started going with the 50,000 is, hey, if somebody wins 50,000 on Saturday night, it could be you know, someone ain't won a pull in a few years or something like that. You know, someone of an underdog. We don't know, and it could be life-changing for them.
You all were not the original owners of this, or your father was
Nope.
not the original owners.
No, this has only been probably about 6 years we've owned this. Came here when I was a kid, and something we always thought about, but my father had bought the land right next to it, which was just a cornfield, and he had developed it into a industrial area. There's just us and one other machine shop out here. When this was coming up for sale, we were like, we're kind of landlocked. We had, you know, with the machine shop where it is, they're maxed out their room, and we have our room maxed out over there. We needed to buy this racetrack, so we ended up buying it. With it came the Milestone Event Center and the whole racetrack, and then we totally revamped it.
Anyone that's been to this event, if you haven't been, June 13th and 14th, you're coming this year. Literally the pits and everything covers your whole facility here. It's like you're at the Simon's backyard while also competing. So follow us, we're gonna go check out the track inside. As you can see, this is what do you call a late model track? Or
It's a 3/8 dirt track, high bank dirt track. So it's that's what we got here.
And as you can see behind us here is the holy grail of the facility, the pulling track.
Yes.
Know a lot of stories and so forth go into this. So as it sits right now, RJ, talk about the landscape of the pulling track.
So as you can tell, there's corn stalks in it, and then we planted, this is winter rye that's in it right now. So what we're just doing by that is we're just trying to put nutrients back into the soil, because the soil's, you know, you want to keep it alive.
Farmers that are watching this, come to Farley Nationals June 13th to 14th to see the highest yielding corn in the state turn into a pulling track. So,
And then came in here with feet of new clay that we hauled out of a hillside just north of here, little town of Bankston, Iowa.
anyone could put on a pull anywhere. Like anyone could put on, what's this sport called? Circle track racing?
Yeah.
And all you need is just regular dirt, right? But pulling, to show the amount of attention to detail, like dirt is just not dirt. You got to get good dirt. And you and your family, I know your followers are very involved, found some of the best clay in the state of Iowa, the way it sounds, and brought here to build probably what's, I would call, one of the top tracks in all of pulling. So let's go check out the view from up top here.
Yeah.
We got the track here. Kind of take me and show me what all you have around here relative to you guys.
Yeah, this is the racetrack, pulling track. Obviously, you can see the scale, hitch pads. Some of our farm ground, we farm right behind the track. And then over here, you got a primitive camping back there in that little pie-shaped piece behind the shop. And then over there is our fab shop and pulling shop. We got our office, main office there. And then the main campgrounds straight over. Got our fuel island scale, our sales lot, stuff for sale. Then these are our main shops. We got our wash bay, our main shops right here, our parts storage shed, everything like that. And then we got farm ground behind us of ours, and the farm's right over the hill, the main cattle farm.
We've seen the truck facility, we've seen the cattle farm, seen the 300 Raceway. Now, as we see the Milestone Event Center right behind us, are they serving right now? Can we go?
For you, yes.
All right, let's go.
This is the Milestone Event Center. This is where all the magic happens.
Right outside the track, 300 Raceway.
Yeah, literally, there's a door right over there that we can walk right out and get right to the pulling track and the racetrack. We're looking forward to having all the fans come in here and party after the pull each night. And what if you win the two-wheel drive and the mini class? What would you do with your $100,000? Now Chase signed up for two classes. He's one of the few guys that's got two classes. So what would you do with $100,000 if you won both them classes? We want to know right now.
Probably after being here today, buy a piece of ground out here and move in and be your all's neighbor. That would be my first move. I want to come out here and be in Farley, Iowa with you guys. Farley National is the 300 Raceway. Short amount of history, but really high precedent pull since 2021 ECI, 22 Pro Pulling League, 23 Grand National Pulls of the Year across the board. I actually think that this is not a Grand National nor Super National event. I think this is a badass national event because what you're doing is badass. So maybe we can get a campaign going to call this the Badass Nationals. I think this could be a trend that goes onward for many, many years. And kudos to you and your brother and everyone here for having the courage. Well, I would call it something else. We're on TV. The courage to go do something like this.
Biggest thing everyone's just got to do is we need to get you fans here because this is the next level of pulling. that's our goal, is we want Poland to get to a bigger stage, and we want corporate America to see it and say, we want in on this.
RJ, Brandon, as a friend, I've had an awesome day. As a colleague and someone just came here to see what you all done. Cheers to your father, Roger, for creating what's an empire I call Simon. Simon's Trucking, Simon's Cow Company. When you hear the name Simon, it's just a brand. We really appreciate y'all bringing us in here. June 13th and 14th, 2025, the 300 Raceway. I'm calling it the Badass Nationals. Y'all can call it whatever you want, but cheers to you guys. A great day. Thanks for having us.
Yep, thanks for
We'll
coming.
see you here soon in June.